Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt. Welcome back to Farlands or Bust. This is episode 744 of the series. We got some brand new iron ingots to take with us now as we exit the last episode's hidey hole and grab Wolfie and secure the hidey hole and wait. Continue west. This is west. Towards those far lands here in Minecraft Beta 173. Right, Wolfie? Wolf? Oh, yep, okay. Minecraft Beta 1.7.3, the last version of the game to include the Farlands. The natural Farlands. We don't want no artificial Farlands. We have the real deal to be getting to. And this episode is coming at you at a time known as Tuesday, July 9th, 2019. Recording this live on Monday here on Twitch, but we'll be coming up on Tuesday. And just before we went live, I had 0 questions, 0 new donations, and 0 questions to the charity. But we had some fine Farlanders indeed step forward to provide some donations towards our charity goal, as well as some questions, things by which I am able to talk about. Look at this spooky place. If I had only gone a few more feet, I would have ended up in a pre-made hidey hole. A natural hidey hole. Spooky. Yeah, so we got those, and we're currently up to $25,924 and 2 cents raised for direct relief charity. FarlandsOrBust.com is where you can learn more about that charity, as well as donate and provide a question. And we're trying to the current goal on the Tiltify campaign says $50,000. That's been many years, like 2 years in the making. So I figured now what I'm going to make the new goal is based on the world save file of the game. Obviously, we're walking in one direction in Minecraft. The map is getting bigger and bigger in one particular direction. Okay, careful, Wolfie. At the same exact time, Juno shot up behind me here and made a spooked noise. So that was some... I was very confused what was happening in the game versus real life. But we're fine. Everybody's fine. But yeah, the world save file, which is currently 27,649.6 megabytes, according to Minecraft, before we load it in here today. So the current goal, you will see on the Tiltify campaign, is symbolized by a very tiny ball on the progress bar at $27,649. You can see how close it is, how close we are to that goal. Once we reach that goal is when I will press F3. However, with every episode, that goal will move. That little tiny sphere will move further along. And more and more money will have to be raised. A good thing, yes? So, FarlandsOrBust.com, donate to Direct Relief Charity. Much appreciated. Much appreciated indeed. It's very... We haven't increased in jitter, have we? No. Still 2 texture pixels off. It seems weird, is all I'm saying. It seems a little weird. It's been a little bit of time. I've got to reacclimate. I'm gonna get the bends. The international bends. That happens every time you leave a country and then re-enter a country. That's why they make you have a passport, so you don't pass out. Jokes! Yeah, I did take a little half a week vacation up to Canada, and I was very surprised at how close it is to where I live. Just where Seattle is in general. It's like less than 2 hours of a drive to the border. And you do the whole border check situation. You get stopped for a quote-unquote random check because they don't believe that you don't have drugs and various miscellany on you. And yet, no, yes, true. Both in Washington and in Canada, marijuana is legal. But they don't want you crossing state or specifically country lines with it, because then that means that they're not getting their taxes of if you buy it there versus there. And the whole, you can't even carry it across state lines, even though it's legal in Oregon and California now. You can't mix across the beams. Smuggling, yes, you are literally smuggling. But yeah, they didn't believe that, so we got extra stopped for an extra little not a pat down. They patted down the car, I guess, with the dog. But yeah, that was fun. A lesson in international internationalism. I don't know where I was going with that. I have enough wool. I need wood. So that was fun. But that was really the only, what I would call, delay in our travels. Everything else went fairly smoothly. Had a pretty long ferry ride out to Vancouver Island. That was like a nearly 2-hour ferry ride. It was a nice large ferry, and went out there, stayed in a little Airbnb, did a hike that our friend Paws on Paws recommended, because Paws lives out on the island. Didn't get a chance to meet up with him or anybody else who lives out that way, but like I said, it was just a short vacation with the girlfriend and Juno. We brought Juno along. The one thing they didn't check was Juno's papers. Juno's passport. Juno's, you're supposed to bring the vaccination certificate for rabies. Didn't check it, didn't bother. So, drugs, they're real stringent on drugs, but highly contagious diseased animals, not a big deal. Not a big deal. Yeah, found that to be a bit weird, but whatever, that's fine. And then, of course, coming back, they were just like, how long are you there? Are you bringing back any fruits or vegetables? No? Okay, welcome back. Okay, thank you. And back we were. But yeah, it was pretty nice. There was a nice, completely gluten-free bakery. Went by the 2 mornings that I was there. It was pretty good. Had a good gluten-free burger in Victoria. And I had the poutine on the sides. Gluten-free poutine. It was an interesting novelty, I'll call it that. But I don't think it was any like amazing. Like, this is the cuisine of Canada. It's okay. There's fries and cheese and gravy. Those are 3 separate things that I've had separately. Now together. Okay, that's fine and dandy. But otherwise, yeah, not too much. It was just more relaxing. We did that one hike and kind of just chilled out the rest of the time. It's good stuff. Good stuff indeed. So we spent Canada Day in Canada and then got back just in time for America Day in America. A lot of fireworks. Juno got pretty upset about the fire. Speaking of fire, about the fireworks. But she did good. Like, I was worried because she wouldn't go outside at all. I was worried she would then have an accident inside. But no, she held it in. Where did Wolfie go? Wolfie? There you are. You had me worried there. I thought you fell in a pit of lava. Liquid hot magma. We got, once again, this is the second time you've said this, Delta Whiskey, that it's not real poutine unless it comes from the poutine region of Quebec. Are the ingredients the same? Is it not a real hot dog unless it comes from Nathan's, the creator of hot dogs in New York, Coney Island, or wherever it is? I'm just saying. I don't know if my ideas would have been any different if I were in Quebec. Other than that, I wouldn't be able to understand everybody. because they all speak French, and I don't know it. Let's make another elevated hidey hole. It's fine. And then I can get to these questions that people have asked with their donations. I gotta wait for the moon. There it is. Gotta wait for the moon. Let's go to sleep and continue in the morning. And awakeness. And awakeness. It was cheese curds. It was cheese curds. I know that much. But yeah, continuing on. Oh, I was gonna say something else and I dang diddly dang forgot. Canada, 4th of July. Oh, the only reason I feel like I've talked about this before is because I've talked about this before. I have been, for those of you who are patrons of Far Lands or Bust of mine at patreon.com/KurtJMac, now judge, wink wink. I have been recording vlogs, driving vlogs, that I've just been releasing to patrons only. So I did go over quite much more in depth about these, literally these same things that I've just talked about in those Patreon vlogs. In case you're curious where those have gone, I've decided to make them little sprinkles on the cake that is what I provide to patrons in response and in thanks for their support at Patreon. Just saying, if you're interested. I very soon should be having another one in the Subaru SVX, because I fixed the window for the 3rd time and hopefully final time. Put a brand, well, not a brand new, but a salvage, but completely assembled window regulator in there. I don't know, it feels like that is true. It's not super important, but it is one of the things that makes the car unique, is those split windows. So when it's not functional, it's kind of like, oh, this is just like a normal car then, isn't it? The window won't go down. So I feel like that's an important thing to fix. The windows the car make, this is true. But yeah, so that should be coming up. I also do want to make an actual, like, not patron only video. I'm very much, like, spoiler alert, I'm very much wanting to do, since I already did a ripoff of regular cars, goes to a swap meet, I feel like doing a ripoff of Doug DeMuro reviews cars video. I've got a whole script figured out in my head and everything. Never write stuff down. Indeed. But anyway, let's answer some questions from people who have donated to Direct Relief charity at farlandsorbust.com. Whoop. TDW fan asks, if you had to rate all of the years you've been alive, what would be near the top and what would be near the bottom? That's a weird question. I don't specify, like, I don't separate the years. Like, even birthdays, if you're speaking, like, from June 12th to June 12th, that isn't a thing I do. High school was pretty crappy, for reasons I will not go into, but definitely one of those years would be probably the worst. Although, 3 years ago was pretty crappy, too. Just in regard to personal stuff. And world news. Look at this tree! Look at this tree! Look at this tree living down here under the ground. Looking like a fool with your tree on the ground. This is an amazing thing I don't think I've ever seen. It is well, it's slightly above, but it certainly is, its roots are well below sea level. Look at this tree! I like it. We need to give it light so that it shall live and thrive in these dark and dank times. Oi! Are you the... Boy, it sure does take a lot of arrows to kill a man. A zombie man, that is. very dangerous what I'm doing. Man, the one thing I do miss, man, about current versions of Minecraft is the brightness slider. Being able to actually, like, see more than 3 blocks in front of you in a cave. Look at this tree! Can I, thumbnail. Okay. Later, nerds. Loud noises. Alright, you can't follow me. Aha! You can't follow me! Although you might be able to find a way... Well, you guys don't have pathfinding in this version, so... Sucks to be you. It truly, truly does. Oh, you're burning! Burn! Neat. Okay, well, underground cave tree. A rare and delicate species. Neat. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the 2016 was, well, personally, politically, just a terrible, terrible year. But worst? Maybe. I don't know. That has yet to be determined. Did I grab Wolfie? Yeah, I did. Best? Man, I don't know. Like, that just makes me sad that I can't pick out a best, because, like, it will always be tinged. Tinged? Is that a word? Tinged by whatever other, perhaps, not optimal, ideal thing happened that year as well. And yeah, it's not weird at all that, like, oh, I had a worse different year. Like, it's not a phenomenon that everybody has to have the same worst year. Yeah, no, I don't know if I have an answer to that. I mean, this year is okay, but again, like, oh, there's some kind of crummy things that happen too. And there's plenty of time for more crummy things to happen. I don't know. That, like I said, it's one of those questions that feels like a good essay prompt for, like, a high school English class, but it's like asking me my favorite lunch or dinner food or whatever. Making me pick favorites is already has always been, excuse me, very difficult for me to do. And that includes such stuff. You know what, I do have, like, an abundance of pork chop bones on me. Let me do that. I gotta reach that 1,000 word minimum. Choose Times New Roman 12.5 point with double space letting, and then just slightly increase your margins beyond the half an inch maximum to, like, I don't know, 0.6 inches. They'll never know the difference. They'll never know the difference. Your printer is weird. It's acting up. I don't know. It's cheap. Yeah, but thank you very much, TGW fan, for the question. And I apologize for my not really answer. Pallet Hands asks, what is your strategy for eating a watermelon? 2 spaces after the period. That's a thing they taught us. That is very wrong. Like, as someone who then went into graphic design and graphic arts and print design, that is infuriating and not right at all in actual writing. I don't know why they made us do 2 spaces after the period. Like, a lot of people say, oh, it might be like a holdover from, like, typewriter days. But even that, you're not supposed to do that with typewriters. This is very strange. It's very strange indeed. But yeah, as someone who, if you've ever used Quark Express or InDesign or whatever, and you've tried to design a article or any sort of page layout program, and you turn on view invisible characters, view the invisibles, seeing those 2 dots after a period, infuriating. Kind of easy to find and replace, I guess, but yeah, real bummer. But Pallet Hands ask, what is your strategy for eating a watermelon? Slices, cubes, balls, balls, balls. Balls. My boat broke on an iceberg on the Titanic. It's been a while since I've had a watermelon. Chunks. You didn't provide the option of chunks, which I guess may be cubes, but first you slice it into slices, and you could eat it in the slices, but then you take those slices and chunk them into various trapezoidal shapes that aren't quite perfect four-sided, or whatever, nine-sided cubes, but are also handheld, bite-sized pieces. I prefer less cubes. I prefer the corners. The cubes corners. See, I know, it's been a very long time. Watermelon is one of those things that I don't want to buy pre-sliced, but I also don't know how to choose a right one. Whenever I end up with a watermelon, it's like kind of bland, or it ends up being one of the seedless ones, which they themselves are kind of bland. Yeah, what is watermelon season? Are we there yet? Are we there? Are we into the season of the watermelon? Find out in the morning. And awakeness. Like, I know how to pick a guacamole. I know how to pick a guacamole. You know, a guacamole plant. An avocado. I know how to pick an avocado. I did, for the 4th of July, make the year's first guacamole. Turned out okay. They weren't, the place I went didn't have very many ripe ones, so I kind of had to wing it. But yeah, I don't know how to choose a watermelon. I know as far as, like, melons and fruit, like, juicy fruits, not the candies, but the actual plant fruits that have juice, it's supposed to feel heavy for its size, and that means it's very juicy. It's got that sweet, sweet moisture inside. But yeah, I know it's supposed to be heavy. Like when you pick an orange or a lemon or a grapefruit or something, it's supposed to feel very heavy. But yeah, I don't know how that applies to a watermelon, because they're generally pretty large and heavy as they are. Yeah, no, that's not one. There's a lot of waste in a watermelon as well, which, whatever, it's plant, it'll biodegrade, but like those rinds, the skin, the husk, the shell of the watermelon, it's very big and fills up. Like, you better do that on Sunday night when garbage day is Monday morning, because you don't want that watermelon just putrefying in your garbage all week. Am I taking this to a place that you didn't expect this answer to go? Oh, buddy. What do you mean you're not supposed to eat the green part? There's a meme. There's a meme. I saw a meme once, and it was a watermelon, but the colors were inverted, so the inside was green and the outside was red, and they called it a Materwellen. Materwellen. It's good stuff. That's good, funny stuff. Huxleyan asks many questions with their donation. The first one, Tomb Raider 2 soon? Well, you missed the part of the stream where I tried, and it just is not, it doesn't look like it's going to happen ever. It's just I already have a boat. You know? Stay. It's just a sad state of affairs. Tomb Raider 2. Tomb Raider 1, I played that, and it thankfully somebody had built very helpful plugins and fixes so that you could play it on modern computers, get all the audio back, make sure the textures scale right, and actually play in a 1080p window. In Tomb Raider 2, they haven't. There's a few things, but it for whatever reason will not recognize a controller, or like the key to controller, the controller to key plugin that I had, whatever it was called. It would not recognize that at all, which is frustrating. But also the PC version simply refuses to play in a sensical window size, and then it also refuses to, like, each of the cutscenes load in a different window, so it's very impossible to capture. Joy 2 Key, yeah, that's what it's called. And then also the audio is all messed up. So what I did is I tried with my PlayStation 2 was playing the PlayStation version and just capturing it with my capture card. That worked, except I don't have any sort of fancy Co-Star branded and approved upscalers and console capture systems that would make that even look passable. It looked really bad. It just looked really bad is what the problem with that is, both to me playing it and then even worse to those watching it. So I'm kind of bummed about that I don't think that's going to work unless somebody in the near or distant future makes some sort of fix like they did for Tomb Raider 1, for both Tomb Raider 2 and Tomb Raider 3, because it's been a very long time since I've played those games. They would almost be like playing new games. I mean, it would have to jog my memory. I mean, I remember there being something about a dragon. There was a dragon. There was like an underwater boat level where the boat was sunken, but you're underwater and there's air pockets. So, yeah, that might not happen. I've certainly given up on it for the moment, Hux. If you could design your own car, what technologies would you have, and would you invent for the driver or passengers? Well, lucky you. There's this game called Automation, and I've designed many a car. Were they designed well? No. Did they fit the purpose? Also questionable. What technologies would you invent for the passenger or drivers? Well, I'm not just going to give away this for free. GM, Ford, whoever is going to have to pay me commission for my services and ideas, I say and declare. I don't know. Like, the thing that's been annoying me lately is just frickin' Bluetooth connectivity is just horribly implemented and very dodgy and shoddy. Windows that only roll down halfway. Yep, and then break the cable tying it together. Well, that's my favorite. I mean, honestly, and I'm looking forward to making the SVX video because there were many quirks and features that Doug DeMuro, as well as, like, I've seen other, like, this is a Subaru SVX, let's look at it. People have missed, like, they've just missed things, like the weird tray underneath the passenger seat. Okay, there's a tray. A little sliding tray underneath the passenger seat. Did you know that? I didn't. A lot of people who own SVXs are really desperate to find a tray because theirs is missing. Mine has it. A little strap that holds your owner's manual up and out of the way of your glove box so that there's actually room for your gloves and stuff in the glove box, as opposed to, like, all the other modern cars I've owned. Your owner's manual takes up your entire glove box, so there's nothing you can hold in there. Did you know my glove box is under the seat? Yeah, little weird things like that. No, I have no idea. I have no idea. Honestly, I would deal with manual windows in any car I have. Well, maybe, well, I could see in a four-door car like the Crosstrek. Yeah, automatic windows are very helpful, obviously, but a coupe doesn't need automatic power windows. Reach over and roll. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not really, not really sure. Cone Dodger hates manual windows. My 2004 Cavalier had manual windows and locks. I got the base of the base, the Ace of Base models. Didn't even have analog brakes. How long do you think before hybrid battery-powered cars are the norm? I don't. This answer has been questioned before. Strike that, reverse it. And I never know the answer to it. I don't think, quote-unquote, car people have, like, anything to worry about. At least in our lifetimes, that any sort of will be, like, outlawed external internal combustion engines or anything like that. So yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. And again, that's a small, not insignificant though, piece of the pie as far as emissions and global warming and stuff like that. But didn't I hear on the grapevine, is it Volvo or was it BMW? Somebody said that they're going to be making by 2020 something all of their cars hybrid only, like drivetrains, and then eventually, maybe it was Jaguar, I don't know, and then eventually electric only or something like that. Somebody was saying, yeah, it is starting to be more and more feasible, profitable to have at least hybrids, if not fully electric vehicles. And then Cone Dodger had a question that you really wanted to get in, but I don't know that I have time to answer. But it's good because we can use it to start off the next episode. And I won't have to pander for questions and donations. Can I find a spot to make an end of the episode hidey hole here, there? Here, there, hard to hate. This is a forest and a half. It does not want to end. There we go. Hello? That was not a shovel. I should have seen that. Wolfie? There you go. Got him. External combustion engine? Isn't that just a jet engine? I mean, it's expanding gases that are causing thrust. Isn't that external combustion? But yeah. Ooh, this is an extra big hidey hole, accidentally. A rotary. Because the apex seals always fail. Yeah. That's gonna do it for episode 744 of Farlands or Bust. farlandsorbust.com to keep donating. Remember that goal, that little sphere of influence is going to be moving along as more and more episodes get recorded, because the world save file will keep getting larger and larger. I do appreciate the continued support for the charity and for the series. And of course, if you do have questions, you can include them with your donations to the charity. And that'll give me topics to talk about, which will come in handy if I do, and I want to keep to try the whole flob a day scenario. Tab! To get that number going. But like I said, that would be kind of a different format. Kind of a different setup. Maybe a little bit more live stream friendly than video friendly, but I've still got to figure that out a little bit, but I'd like to start that soon enough. Indeed. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all had a good start to your July. Y'all. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time. We need to give it light so that it shall live and thrive in these dark and dank times.